Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about my two exchanges that I've done last year. Last year it was in Stuttgart, Germany, and the other one was in Shanghai, China. A bit background about myself. I'm currently taking chemical and biomedical engineering, and as I mentioned, I did a exchange in Stuttgart, Germany, and a research in Shanghai, China. Right now, I'm doing my internship here up in Edmonton, so I can't be there right now. So, yeah. Right now coming up is a conference I'm going to in Abu Dhabi in the UAE. During my 4 month exchange, 117 days, two exchanges, three courses, and 10 countries. The first leg of this exchange was in Universität Stuttgart, so that's in Germany. I was able to get two cost options out of it. I had to take a mandatory German language course, so I took beginner's German, and you can choose between international business, art history, cultural communication, and 20th century architecture. I took the one with international business, and that's focused on the German automotive industry. It was a 6 week program running from May to June, and we had optional weekend excursions, and the class excursions are included in the fee, so that's another excursion that you guys are going to do. And the funding made courses the same cost as UFC. You get to stay with the host family, and as you know, Stuttgart is a city of Mercedes Benz and Porsche, which is quite interesting because the course was based on international business in the German automotive industry. For class excursions around Stuttgart, as you can see in the pictures in the slide, we went to the Mercedes-Benz Customer Center in Sindelfingen, which is a suburb of Stuttgart. We also went to the Ritter Sport Museum, which is a famous chocolate brand in Germany. And we also went to the Porsche Museum, also in Stuttgart. For the optional school excursions, we went around Saturdays. We went to around Baden-Württemberg, which is where Stuttgart is. Stuttgart is the capital of Baden-Württemberg, actually. So we went to Heidelberg on the top left. We went to Freiburg on the lower left, and on the right-hand side, we went to Tübingen, which is a university town. On Sundays, we usually went elsewhere. So as you can see in the pictures, I went to all around Europe basically. So I went to Salzburg to see the Mozart Geburtshaus, or his birthplace, and that's also where he spent his childhood. I also went to Zurich. I went to Dublin. I went to Munich, Strasbourg, and prominently featured in this slide, we went to the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin as it fell on the long weekend. During my time in Germany, I was able to be there luckily during the World Cup. So this was the day Germany lost against South Korea, so it was pretty cool. After 6 weeks in Germany, I went back to Calgary for a week to pack and unpack basically, and I went to my next exchange in Shanghai Jiao Tong University. I did a summer research internship at the Neural Engineering Lab, headed by Dr. Shan Bao Tong, which is pictured with me in the picture. Um, it's through the Canada Learning Initiative in China, or CLIC. SJTU is also known as the MIT of the East, which is quite cool because they do have partnerships with like a bunch of universities abroad, including Canadian universities. And this was also a 6 week program that I went from July to August. We had optional weekend excursions. We had optional Chinese lessons, so I did know how to count from 1 to 3, and say yes, which is actually quite useful. I did had a friend who translated for me, so that was awesome. And we get to stay in residence, although in my year, residence was actually being renovated, so we were assigned an apartment building nearby the university. We had to bike, but if this is still the case, you'll actually going to stay in the international residence because I believe they're done renovations for that one. And I was able to ask for U of C transfer credit for a tech elect in biomedical engineering because my research was actually on um, stroke patients, so I was able to get that sorted out as a tech elect around the university. So this is the one of the main gates of SJTU, and this was me on the first day with a drum, as you can see in the picture on the upper right side, and on the lower right, that was the basic Chinese lessons that we had. So as you can see, the characters on the top is like the Chinese transliteration of the university name, Shanghai Jiaotong Dashui, and 1 to 10 in Chinese at the bottom of the board. During our spare time, we went around Shanghai. So as you can see here, this is the Yuyuan Garden on the upper left. the M50, Wukang Mansion, and we also had went to other museums around Shanghai, as you can see on the lower left side of the screen, and on the right hand side we went to the Shanghai Tower, which is like the second tallest building in the world, which is pretty cool after the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. And when you go back to the left hand side of the screen, that's actually the tall building right beyond the Chinese architectural building in the Yuan Garden is actually the Shanghai Tower. Times on the weekends, we went to the optional tours. Wuzhen and Hangzhou was part of one of them. They were like a tandem. There were other tours to other suburbs like Suzhou, etc. Um, Beijing was a separate trip I did with my friends all together. So here we are in the Great Wall. Pretty cool. It was quite a hike actually. So I'd recommend you guys to go as well. Going abroad definitely changed my perspective of the world and allowed me to see how the world is interconnected. So I can see in the left, this was actually my friend group in Shanghai. All of us research interns on our last day. Thankfully, most of them from Calgary, so I still keep in touch with them. On the lower right hand side of the picture is my German language class with our prof, and in the upper right hand side is a picture of me with my host. Really accommodating, and I enjoyed our time. I want to tie this into my current internship term here in ATCO Pipelines. So I'm currently doing a facilities engineering internship. I'm up here in Edmonton for 16 months since May, so I'll be back next year. But basically, study abroad helped me out to step out of my comfort zone, be adaptable to enormous changes, and take initiative. Also, it allowed me to become independent for a long period of time, and it allowed me to have a highlight to talk about during the job search and in conversation at work. And obviously, like I also would like to stress about transferable skills during internship and beyond. So tips. You can see here, apply for funding. There's a lot of funding opportunities. Like believe me, like SSAF and SEAL, and also the study abroad office does it. So do your research. There's so many opportunities to go abroad. So just click on the study abroad page, and they'll have a lot of like different opportunities you can go abroad. Ask questions. Feel free to reach out to me. You can send me an email, or yeah, like because I also had friends who did the exchange, so I asked them very much extensively. And after the exchange, keep in touch. You now have friends all over the world, so that's pretty cool to say. Thank you.